Governor Kotek directed the United States Northern Command to immediately demobilize 200 Oregon National Guard citizen soldiers. Also, the governor directed the 200 California National Guard members to go back to their home state. Oregon National Guardsmen have been training at Camp Rylea in Warrenton on the northern Oregon coast. This comes after a U.S. judge ruled that the president lacks authority to federalize the Oregon National Guard or any National Guard from any state.
Despite Governor Kotek's latest order, a National Guard troop deployment in Portland could ultimately be decided Thursday in a federal appellate court.
Fox 12's Anna Katayama joins us in studio with more on the legal battle that still is not over yet.
Yes, the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments scheduled for Thursday morning in front of a panel of appellate court judges. This comes after the Trump administration appealed a temporary restraining order issued over the weekend by a federal judge in Oregon. That TRO blocked National Guard troop deployment in Oregon for now, but the order was ultimately appealed by the Trump administration, citing ongoing protests at the ICE facility on Portland's south waterfront. Now, in court proceedings, the state of Oregon and the city of Portland have argued that local law enforcement and federal agents already present at the facility have the situation under control. The panel hearing arguments over the appeal is made up of 2 judges appointed by President Trump and 1 judge appointed by President Clinton. The hearing is set to begin at 9 o'clock Thursday morning at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. In studio, Anna Katayama, Fox 12 Oregon.